you live long enough, you go full circle. Okay, let's get to the news, because inevitably, there's no doubt, let's be honest, one of these choices is gonna create a little, a little tizzy. Okay, so let's get to it. So for the upcoming HBO Harry Potter, I know HBO's back. Yeah, they're back to being HBO. Anyway, so the HBO Harry Potter TV has now finally found its Harry. It's Ron, and I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna call her Harmonica. Yeah, Herm. Oh, you'll see why I'm being special with her. Okay, so Dominic McLaughlin will be Harry's. Arabella Stanton is Harmonica's, and Alistair Stout will be Ron Weasley. All right. Well, we live in the age, Anakin. I have to say these. Dominic, is that a black net? He's not black. Now this Alistair is also not black. Oh God! Oh thank God! Oh thank God! All right. Well, let me give the bigger background because and listen, this is always going to be the case with casting. It's always been controversial. I just found this thing to give receipts. I'll do this for Town members. I'll give it to you guys eventually. That it shocks people, but yes, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was considered a controversial pick for Batman. Now, I'll be totally honest and be consistent. I was more of a Spider-Man guy. I saw the Batman film. I loved it. But my knowledge of Batman was, like most people, probably the TV show. So I'm like, I don't know. He seems to fit the character. He doesn't look like Bruce Wayne, clearly, but neither did Adam West. There you go. So I wasn't really into the Batman comics. I maybe read once or two, like in a blue moon. But then I did get into the comics, and holy cow, Tim and Michael went so far from the books. That said, still a great film. I think that version of Batman is really good. But that was considered a controversial choice. So things don't really change. So, what do I think of these picks? Well, and again, I'm not really a Harry Potter book expert. I have tried to skim the books, and I'll be totally frank that JK is one of those authors. She benefits from skimming because if you actually try to read her, you're going to be like, how the hell did you sell millions of books? This stuff is really not well written. I mean, well, give her that. I mean, well, I know the real deal with her. She steals a huge amount of stuff. Oh my God, so much in Harry Potter is so derivative. But we'll table JK's lack of talent. So we're dealing with two issues here, right? First of all, JK is also producing this, and like it or not, she controls the canon, right? Good or bad, she controls the Harry Potter canon. So fans raised issues with Snape because he's black now, apparently, and whether that fits the books or not, whether that really it does not matter because good or bad, she controls the canon. If she wants to make Snape into a talking lizard, that is the canon. That is the final word. Good or bad, legally as well as. And my basic rule is we respect the author and their intention. It doesn't mean everything. You can still judge the fiction, judge the context. However, the author does matter to me. So if the author tells me whatever the text says, we have to take that into account. Now, this is where it gets tricky with harmonica. But let's just deal with the Black Snape thing. So, real quick, if Snape is black now, well, he's black now, right? If JK was not in control of this thing, you'd have a point that she does have an influence. WB is saying, we're working with JK. JK did author this fiction. So, whatever you think the books are, if she authorized a change, you can't say, whoa, she's ruining the books. These are her books. Now, you can still criticize her and say, you're ruining your own story. That may be true, but it is her story. She literally has the legal right to it. So, if Snape is black, Snape is black. That said, there is some line going on here. So, okay, so Harmonica apparently is played by a mixed race girl. So, well, both of them are. JK is lying and some of her fans are lying. So I just caught this person on Twitter saying, well, they never told us Harmonica is a white. She did. JK actually did specify the race of Harmonica. Things are so crazy. JK lied about JK. Crazy book lovers tracked it down and said, no, you did specify in the books that she is white. Now, if you're a hardcore Potterist, which I'm not, and I would not recommend that, this is not deep lore. Yeah, they did this before. Apparently for like a stage adaptation, they made her black anyway. So we've already been down this path, right? Now, the really hilarious thing here is that because of her anti-trans stance. I think it's correct to call her anti-trans, right? It's one thing to say you're neutral. I don't think she's neutral. She definitely is anti-trans. Now, I don't care. I honestly don't care about the anti-trans thing. What I find hilarious is that she's attracting the anti-wokos because of the anti-trans. But now these same people are saying, I'm giving up on the show, JK. You made it too black and gay. Even though she's made it black and gay for a long time. Like, it is hilarious that the same fans that supported her for the video game and support her anti-trans are like, oh no, oh no, you ruined my harmonica. She's not white anymore. Right. Well, they have one point that the text does indicate she's white. This is not like Snape. With Snape, it's kind of ambiguous. The race really doesn't matter. And people are like, whoa, the time. It doesn't matter. What does the text say? And the text is ambiguous. If the text is ambiguous, the text is ambiguous. We're done with the question. So is it only the racist Nazis? Mainly it is. I mean, it's Ryan Kindle and those people. So them being like, oh no, Black Snape, oh no, what have you done? Okay, I mean, this is where JK is. She's upsetting the trans people, but she's upsetting the Nazi people too. It's really hilarious. But let's finish up with harmonica. So, was harmonica white in the books? Yes. So she is white harmonica. So they are altering the books, but JK can do that because she's Jake and she don't care. I mean, will this even work at all? Well, okay, so McLaughlin was in Grow. Comedy on Sky. If you're not British, you don't know Sky. Sky is a British thing they have out there. Okay, so that's with Nick Frost and Golda. Okay. And Stanton starred as Matilda in Matilda the Musical. But for Sir Stout, Harry Potter will be his first major role. So that's interesting. So Arabella technically is one of the more experienced people in the cast. So it'll be interesting. People crying about the black thing, whether they're gonna be upset at Stout not having any experience. I'm guessing not. They're not gonna care because he's the right skin color. That's how that goes. I gotta say, this whole cast is kind of like iffy. So John Lithgow, that's great. I mean, he can play British. That's fine. Janet McTeer, fine. I just don't care about the black thing, but I don't know. If we were just jumping that he's qualified for Snape, I don't know. Maybe Papa will do it. Maybe he won't. Maybe. But why Nick Frost? This is the problem. Like, all these shows are becoming the same. So they have a few experienced people, some inexperienced people. Some people are like, okay, they are super good. They make sense. And then other people are just like, oh, they have a name. So Nick Frost gets the role because he's a little fat. Is that it? So yeah, the cast is very chaotic. So will this work? Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If you asked me a few weeks ago, maybe, but they delayed Dunk and Egg, which is like a guaranteed hit. So something's not right with HBO and Warner Brothers. They clearly are in a bit of a panic and state of chaos, and then they have to deal with the DCU and Superman and handling Peacemaker, which I think looks good, but I'm like, I don't know. So it just seems like they're really all over the place. But HBO does have a good track record. That is true. They still have some of the best shows. That is true. However, they've had some clunkers, and then we have season 2 of House of the Dragon was not exactly well. The reception was a little mixed. So, and despite the cancellation, like I would have to say, Amazon at this point does have a stronger lineup. Like with Reacher, which and again, I'm a little disappointed with season 3. However, still really good, right? And Rings of Power is also very good. So, my basic estimate at this point would be 50-50, really. This could really revive HBO, or it could just be another big failure, and they're gonna have to be like, all right, just wait for the next thing. That said, the cast is solid enough. I mean, it's not a great cast, but it's like, oh, okay, it's serviceable. But we got to be honest, we're not going to get into Arabella's precise race mixture and be like, oh, no, why can't Monica be white? Oh no, they ruined all my Harry Potters. I admire the Harry Potter fandom because they are clearly dedicated people. But I mean, listen, I like Star Wars, but even I would admit Star Wars is not Dune. It's not the Bible. It's not the Quran. It's not even Gilgamesh. It's fine. It's an interesting fantasy story. But Harry Potter, people getting upset at Harry Potter, You guys got to wake up. This is just not that good of fiction. Even at its best, it's like, it's a boy playing with his stick. I mean, JK is just not a great writer. These are not great books. They literally have maybe one great film in the series, so it's just what it is. It's okay stuff. But I'll be interested with the fans who hypervent. Oh no! Oh no! They're destroying us again with the black woman. Oh God! My Harry Potter now can't live. If you can't live life without Harry Potter, well, you're an idiot. I lived life fine without Harry Potter. I'll get into the Harry Potter thing for the money, but really, I mean, come on. I mean, this is just basically a bad photocopy of a Neil Gaiman story. That's all it ever was. I admire J.K. the Capitalist, but the writer, she needs to work on that. Needs to work on that a lot.